What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. It's Kamdorian. Happy New Year. It's been a while since I put out a video. I figured it's long overdue. Did a couple videos last year, 2020. It's a new year, so I'm trying to put out a lot more videos this year, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. So the first video this year is going to be Hobby Pen Tag by Saenz. She has a great YouTube channel where she did this challenge, answering about 12 questions related to the pen and ink and journaling hobby. My wife, Courageous Creator, also just did this video. So props to both of them for motivating me to do this kind of video. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Question number 1. What is your favorite ink brand? So I have 3 favorites. Noodlers for sure, Monteverde, and Diamine, or Diamine, however you say it. I definitely love blue inks the most, as you can see. Horizon Blue, Monteverde is my absolute favorite. DC Super Show Blue is a great one. Noodlers Bay State Blue is a great one. That's almost permanent in a sense. It's hard to clean out of your pens, but it's a really nice blue, gotta have it. Liberty Elysium is another great Noodlers ink. And in terms of Diamine, I love their red and brown inks. The Blood Orange from Diamine is one of my favorite reds, probably the #1 red. Red Dragon is also amazing. It's like a really deep, dark red. I love the Diamine Ancient Copper. It's like a nice brownish, I guess maroon burgundy-ish color. Yeah, in terms of black, gotta go with the Monteverde Midnight Black. It's just a nice all-around black. Gets the job done. It's not permanent, so it's easy to clean out of your pens. Flows nicely, doesn't bleed through, doesn't have any ghosting on the papers I use. So yeah, those are my favorite inks for sure. These are the ones I use the most. These are the ones I'll continue using just because I love the colors and I love the way they flow out of the pens and onto the paper. Question number 2. Do you have any pen pals? I don't have any pen pals. I'd say my wife, Courageous Creator, is probably my pen pal. She writes me a lot of notes and letters. I've written a few to her as well. Probably write some more to each other this year. Maybe I'll start writing letters to my friends. Old school handwritten letters going through the mail. USPS. You know, keep an eye on your mailbox. You might get something from me. Who knows? But yeah, I kind of just write for myself. It's just a hobby. It's kind of therapeutic in a sense, I would say. Question number 3. Are you done buying pens? Yeah, I have way too many pens. Not buying any more this year. Wink, wink. Who knows what's gonna happen? I have about 20, maybe 25 pens. I don't need any more pens. My all-time favorite pen is definitely the TWSBI Eco in blue. I got this from the Philly Pen Show, first pen show that we went to, my wife and I, and that's kind of where I fell in love with fountain pens and started buying a bunch after that. 2020 was a year just of buying tons of pens and ink and journals and paper, and we kind of went a little crazy, but you know, we were at home with COVID, so why not, you know? It was fun, good times. So the TWSBI Eco is the #1 pen. I have a Lamy logo I like a lot. It's like a thin silver metal pen. Writes great. And absolutely love Jinhao pens. I have about maybe 10 or more Jinhaos. I've done a few videos on those as well. Jinhaos are just, in my opinion, pretty good quality. They're very inexpensive. They always write smooth for me. They're pretty buttery. I'm always looking for the smoothest, butteriest, Butter King pen that you can find. And right now the TWSBI Eco is the king of all kings of the butter pens. And the Jinhaos, you know, they're not too far behind. They get the job done. You know, I've written with a lot more expensive pens, and I'd say that, in my opinion, the Jinhaos are better than some of these fancy, you know, expensive pens. My priority in writing is something that's smooth, something that feels like butter in your hand when you're writing on a piece of paper. That's the goal. Find that butter king, the butter smoothness, or some people like to call it juiciness. But yeah, that's what I go for. Question number 4. Have you spread the fountain pen and ink hobby virus to anyone else? Probably not. Maybe through these videos I have, but I don't know. My wife definitely spread it to me. Beginning of 2020, she said, let's go to the Philly Pen Show, so we went, had a great time, got it to his Eco, and never looked back, just kept buying more pens and more ink. So that's where we are today. She did also introduce me to a fancier ballpoint pen, the Uniball Jetstream in blue, which I love that pen. I used that for many years at work, at home. Anytime I wanted to write with a pen, that's the pen I would find and write with. I still use that pen, but now, you know, got a ton of fountain pens, so gotta use them all. Gotta catch them all and gotta use them all, you know how it goes, you fountain pen people out there. The addiction is real. Next question. I'm losing track of the questions here. Who influenced you into the pen hobby? So as I said, my wife, Courageous Creator, she's the one who got me into it. Yeah, I owe this addiction to her. She's also very addicted. She has a ton of pens and inks, and we kind of went crazy, but you know, that's what you do when you're in love with fountain pens and each other. So yeah, next question. Favorite fountain pen friendly notebook and paper? So I don't really have a favorite, as long as the paper and the pen write smoothly together. That's all I care about, and I don't like ghosting, I don't like feathering, I don't like ghosting, I don't like bleeding through. So as long as the paper doesn't do that, it's good enough for me. So I use a Rhodia 80 GSM, Clairefontaine 90 GSM, so I like the thicker papers, just because, you know, they don't have those issues with most of my pens. I also don't like when it's too scratchy feeling. A lot of the fine nibs or extra fine nibs might be like too scratchy sometimes, just because they're so small at the point. Yeah, those two paper brands and types are pretty much my go-to right now. So next question. Have you ever thought of quitting the hobby and getting rid of all have you ever thought of quitting the hobby and getting rid of all your pens and inks? No, never. I think you know, writing with fountain pens and filling with different inks and you know, checking out different colors and all that jazz is kind of therapeutic to me. So I would never quit. I'll probably be writing for the rest of my life, as long as my hands work. And yeah, my wife, I would probably say, is the same. She writes way more than I do. So yeah, it's a hobby that we love, and we're gonna keep doing it as long as we can. Next question. If you could meet any famous pen person, who would it be? So I would definitely want to meet Chris Saenz. Props to her again for launching this challenge. She's a wonderful, jolly woman, has a YouTube channel, as I mentioned. Her videos are fun to watch. She knows a ton about pens and inks and journals, and she spends a lot of time doing it all. So yeah, she has a great channel, and she's just fun to watch. And yeah, that's it. Also, I probably want to meet Brian Goulet. He has a website called Goulet Pen Company, or Goulet Pens. They sell everything related to fountain pens and ink and journaling. We bought a lot of inks and pens and paper and journals from them. And I'll probably just want to ask him, you know, how did you start your business? You know, what do you think is the reason you're successful? You know, what were your challenges? That kind of thing. You know, I think he has a successful business that I would probably want to learn something from. One day start my own business, maybe, who knows. Question number 9. Ideally, how many fountain pens would you want in your collection? I have way too many, as I've said before. Ideally, I guess 5 would be good, 5 great ones that fit all my needs. I guess I could live with that, but as I said, we have way too many right now, so we need to just learn how to be content with what we have. You know, we have plenty of pens, but you guys all know how the addiction goes. There's always another fountain pen color. There's always a new limited edition that comes out. You gotta have it. There's always another nib size you gotta try. There's always a new ink, right? It just never ends. It just never ends, and that's, I guess, part of the hobby. It's fun, right? It's fun to buy more pens and try new colors and inks and all that jazz. But you know, sometimes you gotta just admit when you have an addiction and shut it down and be happy with what you have. So yeah, hopefully this year we're not gonna buy more pens, but you never know what can happen. Question number 10, favorite pen sleeve or pen case? So my go-to pen case is the Keiko. I have a 20 count and a 10 count from Amazon. They're inexpensive, high quality, sturdy. You know, they're made of cloth and felt, probably I think polyester maybe, and you know, they hold the pen securely. They're sturdy, so they're not gonna damage your pens if you put them in your book bag or whatever on the go. You know, the straps that hold in the pens are secure, and it's got a zipper obviously to close it. And yeah, overall it's a great pen case. I'll leave a link in the description below to get it from Amazon if you want to get yourself a couple of them. Question number 11, if you can go to any pen show, which one would you go to, or where? Well, I guess where is the pen show? So we went to the Philly Pen Show as our first show, as I mentioned. We'd love to go there again. It was a great little show, and it's close by. You know, we're on the East Coast here, so anything that's close by is great. We'd love to go to the DC Pen Show. I think it's the biggest one maybe, and we've heard it's crazy, so we'd love to experience that once. Also, any pen show in California we'd love to visit. We have family out there, so any excuse to go on the West Coast, we'll take it. So yeah, hopefully with COVID, if COVID dies down, everyone gets vaccinated, you know, we can start traveling again, and go to more pen shows and just be out and about in the world again. Question number 12, how much space do you dedicate to the hobby? So, you know, it doesn't take up too much space. You know, I have a drawer that stores my pen case and my notebooks. You know, we have a shelf in our office for all the inks, since we have way too many. And you know, I like to keep my desk as clean as possible. So whenever I want to use my pens or journal, I just pull them out of the drawer and, you know, put them on the desk and start writing. So it doesn't take up too much space. We don't really have a full room of pen stuff. It's just an area in our office that has some pen items. That's pretty much it. This hobby doesn't take up too much space in general. I mean, I guess it could if you go crazy and just buy hundreds of pens and inks, and yeah, of course you can fill up your whole room. But yeah, we don't have that many yet. So those are all the questions, guys and gals. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit that like button, give it a nice thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot, helps it grow. This year I want to put out a lot more videos. I want to really take advantage of this COVID being at home situation. So keep a lookout for more videos. Also, I'll put the questions in the description below. So please leave some comments, answer the questions if you like. And I'll see you all in the next video.